It's been a long wait, but the alpha for Elite Dangerous Odyssey is finally here, and the views are rather fantastic, to say the least. A lovely, beautiful purple sky out there. Now this is the outpost you'll start on when you create a brand new commander. I'm literally just a few moments into the game here. I'll show you the character creation screen a little further into the video. Now this outpost is a very different layout to the starport tour we saw early on, and as you can see it's quite a large area. Now I'm going to go pick a mission up in just a moment, but first I want to have a look at a couple of areas. Over here is Vistagenomics. This is where we'll sell the organics data from when we've scanned the plants later on. Don't have any data at the moment for obvious reasons, as I haven't been anywhere. Over on the other side, the build-in, we've got Pioneer Supplies. Now I really wanted to have a look at this to see how this all actually worked. We've got two options here, two main options in terms of purchasing. We can purchase suits and we can purchase weapons. Now the only suit available at the moment is the Maverick suit. You can see the suit stats over on the top right of the screen. Below that we can see it's got 4 engineer modification slots, something we'll be able to look at further into the alpha, I guess. So this is a combat suit. It is something we are going to need. It's 150,000 credits. We've currently got 50,000, so we are going to need a few missions. Looking at the weapons, there's far more options available here. Again, we can see the stats for each weapon over on the right, as well as its damage type, kinetic weapons, explosive weapons, and so on, along with its DPS and the number of engineer modifications it actually has. We can also sell weapons and suits to Pioneer Supplies, as well as upgrade them. Now another screen that you're going to want to look at is the consumables section. Here you can buy medkits, power cells and grenades, a whole variety of different things in fact. But to buy anything we're going to need some credits, so let's go look for a mission. There's plenty of mission givers around. This one wants me to do something a little bit shady. You can see the threat level is actually 0, so it should be relatively easy. Well, at least in theory. We've got to steal some personal documents here. Let's see how much the person's actually willing to pay. So 347,000 credits is quite a lot, as it means we can buy both a weapon and a suit straight out the bat. We can ask them to increase the payment, so let's try that. High chance of success. Basically telling me to get lost. Okay, despite a high chance of success, they didn't want to know. So moving on to another mission giver. This one again is covert infiltration. They need me to steal something. Actually willing to pay 1 million credits, so a pretty nice payment already. We're going to accept that mission. Now in addition to the mission givers, there's also mission boards. These are very easy to use, just simply click on them. Unfortunately the mouse cursor doesn't work on this screen, you're reliant on the keyboard, or I guess the control pad if that's what you're using. Once you actually select one of the options here, you can again use the mouse. So very similar to how this screen actually works when inside a space station. Now there's a whole variety of missions here. As you can see, all of them are on foot missions. How this will work when the Odyssey fully releases, I don't yet know. My impression though is that both the ship mission board, which will still be available inside spaceships, is going to be very different to the on-foot mission board, which is available here. Essentially, the ship mission board will offer ship missions, and the on-foot mission board would offer on-foot missions. But if that's how it turns out, we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to pick up a few more missions. Now, if you're wondering how the interface actually works when you're away from mission givers and away from mission boards, we've got all the options that you'll typically have when inside a ship. To access these, you hold down the Alt button on the keyboard. You then use WASD to scroll through the options and the space to select one. We've got the transactions panel here, allowing us to see our various different missions and all the things that we're used to seeing inside the ship, as you can see there. On the right side of the scroll wheel, we've got a few other options, Commander, Codex, Galnet, and so on, and then we've got our inventories as well. Now I've got a few items in the pockets here. These are directly related to the missions that I picked up. So now we've got the missions and everything needed. Let's head out and try and locate one of those missions. So currently in Odyssey, the hangars for the ships are locked. We can't use them. What we can use is Apex Interstellar. Now currently in the alpha, this map takes a very long time to load up, so I've placed a cut here. What we're going to do is have a closer look at both the system map and the galaxy map in the next video or in another video, because there's quite a lot of changes that have been made. Over on the left, the little world icon with the number 4 next to it allows us to access our missions. We can simply choose one of these and it will take us to the relevant location on the system map. And again, we can choose one of the locations to show us where to go on the planet. There we go. So the cost of getting here is 100 credits. The total booking fee is 100 credits. Very easy to see. Just simply select the book shuttle option and we're good to go.
Your shuttle is ready to depart.
So getting to the hangar is very easy. Simply go to one of the turbo lifts here and it will take you straight to the hangar. These work pretty much instantly. Now they call them express lift. I guess that turbo lift is already taken. Now, the first thing that really hit me when getting down into this hangar was the sense of scale. Anyone who's been playing Elite for any length of time will be very, very familiar with hangars at this particular point. But seeing it from this point of view is certainly fresh and certainly interesting. And for me, I found the quality very nice here and it's a pretty decent experience. Let's get into the ship. Now, I was curious whether or not we'd have to wait for other passengers before the ship would leave. But it doesn't. It will go as soon as you're on board, which is good news. There's going to be plenty of waiting as the ship travels as it is, and you'll see that in just a moment. Now, although we can see the interfaces here and we can interact with them and use them, what we won't be able to do is take control of the ship itself. It's entirely automated. Also, this is the first time we get to take a look at the new planetary tech. The surface of the planets looks quite different to what we've seen before. The alpha patch notes from Frontier say that the planetary surfaces will continue to change over the course of alpha right up until release, so what we're seeing here is not what we'll get on release. It's also a great opportunity to take a look at the new planetary tech from up in orbit, and very impressive it looks as well. These are vastly superior to what we've seen previously. Unfortunately, in this phase of alpha we don't have access to any ships, so I can't get any closer than this. Another point I also want to make is that this particular mission, and in fact many of them, are a long way away from the start location. In this case 150,000 light seconds, so a fair bit of waiting. I'll be back very shortly with another video containing the upcoming mission. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in a bit.